Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about a material that is frankly straight out of science fiction. It's a metal with a memory. It's called nitinol, and trust me, it can do some things that will absolutely blow your mind.
So just think about this for a second. What if you could take a metal object, say a paperclip, bend it, twist it, completely mangle it, and then, with just a little nudge, have it snap right back to its original shape?
Well, that's exactly what nitinol does. It's not magic. It's just really, really cool science. This is its main trick, what we call the shape memory effect. You can deform it all you want when it's cool, but as soon as you add a little bit of heat, boom, it remembers.
Now, you'd think a material this incredible must have been designed on purpose, right? The result of years of careful planning? Nope. Like a lot of the greatest breakthroughs in science, it was a complete and total accident. It's just like Mark Twain said. Accident is the mother of invention. And the story of nitinol? It's a perfect case of scientific serendipity, just stumbling upon something amazing. So let's go back to the early 1960s. We've got researchers at the U.S. Naval Ordnance Laboratory, and they're playing around with this new alloy made of nickel and titanium, and they start noticing this really bizarre behavior. The name they gave it is actually a clue to its whole origin story. You take nickel, titanium, and the Naval Ordnance Lab, squish it all together, and you get nitinol. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so how on earth does a hunk of metal remember anything? Well, the secret isn't in some tiny computer chip inside. It's actually baked into its fundamental crystal structure, and how that structure completely changes with temperature. Now, here's the big, scary scientific term. Thermoelastic martensitic transformation. I know, it's a mouthful, but all it really means is that the metal has two different personalities, two different internal structures, and it can literally switch back and forth between them depending on the temperature. Let's meet those two personalities. At high temperatures, nitinol is in its austenite phase. This is its parent shape. It's strong, rigid, very organized. Think of it like a formation of soldiers standing perfectly at attention. But when you cool it down, it transforms into the martensite phase. This structure is soft, it's flexible, and it's super easy to bend into a new shape. The soldiers are now, let's say, relaxed and mingling. So this is how that whole cycle works. You start with the strong, hot austenite shape. You cool it down, and it becomes the soft, bendable martensite. Then you can deform it into whatever crazy shape you want. But, and here's the magic trick, the moment you heat it back up, it transforms right back into that original austenite structure, completely forgetting it was ever bent in the first place. And there's one last little piece to this puzzle. The temperature to turn it into the soft martensite phase is actually lower than the temperature needed to turn it back into the hard austenite phase. There's a gap, which engineers call a hysteresis loop. And that gap is super important because it lets them design devices that turn on and off at very specific, predictable temperatures. So, because of this incredible ability to change its internal structure, nitinol doesn't just have one superpower, it actually has two.
So, on one hand, we have the shape memory effect we've been talking about, which, remember, is triggered by heat. But on the other hand, you have superelasticity. This is where the metal acts like a super spring. You can bend it, stretch it, deform it a ridiculous amount, and the moment you let go, it just springs right back to its original shape. No heat needed. It's like a rubber band, but it's made of metal, and it's almost impossible to put a permanent kink in it.
And these two superpowers are exactly what engineers love to play with. They can use shape memory to make something move when it gets hot, or they can hold the material in place and use that same transformation to generate a massive amount of force. It's an amazing and versatile little toolkit.
So this is all cool science, but what's the point? Where do we actually use this stuff? Well, it turns out nitinol is hiding in some pretty incredible places, from fighter jets flying above us to tiny devices working inside our own bodies.
All right, check this out. On fighter jets like the F-14, the hydraulic tubes need to be sealed perfectly, so they use nitinol couplings. They make these little rings, chill them in liquid nitrogen so they expand, slip them over the tubes, and then as they warm up to room temperature, they try to shrink back to their remembered size with incredible force, creating a seal that is unbelievably strong and permanent.
And in medicine, nitinol is literally a lifesaver. You can make a stent, a little mesh tube that holds an artery open, out of nitinol. Doctors can chill it, scrunch it down into a tiny little package, feed it through a catheter to exactly where it needs to go, and then your own body heat is enough to make it expand back to its original shape, opening up the blocked vessel. It's amazing.
And that's where the other superpower, superelasticity, comes into play. Surgical guide wires made from Nitinol are so flexible and so resistant to kinking that a surgeon can snake them through the most complicated, winding pathways inside the human body to perform surgery without making large incisions. It's all about precision.
And odds are you've probably used Nitinol yourself without even knowing it. You know those eyeglass frames that you can basically twist into a pretzel and they just pop right back into shape? That's super elastic Nitinol. The wire in your braces that applies that constant, gentle pressure to move your teeth? Nitinol. It's even in things as common as bra underwires and the antennas inside your cell phone.
So, there you have it. A smart material that can be programmed with a memory. It can create motion, generate force, and flex in ways that no other metal can. It's already helping fighter jets fly and doctors heal. This is a metal that literally remembers its past. So the real question is, how is it going to shape our future?